Well, see, because I think you could still use. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not positive. You could still. I don't see it.
Anything else?
I don't know if this looks more silver, but I can't see. Okay, thank you. They have this one.
No. And you know that there's one like this that has middle route at Best Buy, and they have two.
The kitchen. And then Felicia had her cordless phone that she bought separate. But since she
That way you sit them on the phone, and whoever gets the phone goes in.
Just like that.
I don't.
The price is right on the bottom of the shelf. I think they're all on sale for.
Oh, aha, back behind a bunch
Yep.
of stuff. Gotcha. Thanks.
No problem.
Black LED.
Plug it for the cordless. So
Is that what it says?
as
Yeah.
long as her base is plugged in and hooked into the phone jack, she could use her.
Wow. So none of these take any time to heat up, do they? Let's see. Let me.
And they're not cold, right? So that's the biggest thing
Okay.
about a
You want to do it one
CFL
more time?
is if it's like outside and it's cold,
Yeah.
it's gonna take a while to heat up. They're not flickering or anything weird.
Okay. What do you suppose is the biggest fear for people?
I think that the biggest fear is that there's some misconceptions about the new bulbs that are available, and people fear they're going to be forced into something that maybe doesn't look the way they want it to or isn't as bright as they want it to be for their application.
Okay. So the quick explanation of what's going to be happening is that things are going to be phased out, or what's your understanding?
That's correct. This legislation phases in over a period of 3 years. So effective January 1st this year, it's no longer legal to manufacture the old 100 watt incandescent bulbs. They can still be used and they can still be sold while they're still supplied. It's just that manufacturers like GE and Westinghouse can no longer manufacture those bulbs. The same thing happens in January 1st of next year with the 75 watt bulb, and then the following year it happens with the 60 and 40 watt bulbs.
Okay. And so consumers will still be able to buy them for probably quite a while, right?
As long as the supply is on store shelves or in store warehouses, people will be able to buy those bulbs. But the important thing to remember is this is simply a design legislation as opposed to a light legislation. So we're going to be able to get a bulb that puts out the same amount of light as a 100 watt bulb. It just simply has to use 30% less energy than it previously did under its old design specifications.
So do you think there's some good options in light bulbs now?
There are excellent options, and the thing to remember about the options is that they're also more energy efficient, which is the whole point behind this legislation. Some of them are more expensive than the traditional incandescent light bulb. However, the energy savings pays for these bulbs hands down.
Like, what are my different options now in light bulbs?
Right now, the three most common options to replace your traditional incandescents are going to be a CFL, which we've all been talking about for years, correct? They're like the spirally light bulb, although now they come in a wide variety of designs. Halogen, which is another option, or LED, which is the most energy efficient option available. if you have to go 1, 2, 3 in terms of energy savings in your home, the greatest savings, like I said, is going to come from the LED. The second greatest savings will come from the CFL, and the third from the halogen, but they are still compliant with new regulations. Decorators love the halogen bulb, and the reason is, you can kind of see it here, it's got a very warm light to it. And so doesn't cast some of the hues that you see in non-color corrected LED or CFL bulbs. That's not to say that you can't get the right amount of color correction in your CFL or your LED, but halogen sort of naturally has that pleasing light.
Okay.